Party game, PK, call me party game. Now, drunk off that tank, they got me hot off that gas.
Yes.
Hot off that gas, they got me drunk off that tank. Drunk off that tank, they got me hot off that gas. Hot off that gas,
Yes.
call me party game.
Yo, good morning everybody, good morning. It's your boy AG.
And this is Leanne. Good morning to you.
Oh my goodness. First of all, I just want to say I got something new here today. Courtesy to I think it's Mad Dog.
Yes.
We're gonna get right into it, man. We got the Crown Royal bottle, you know, keeping it real right there. So we'll get into that a little bit later here. I just want to talk about, first of all, I just want to say thanks to everybody out there who watched the show last week, who liked it, who shared it, who subscribed. I appreciate that.
Yes, it's always difficult to get started, so we thank you for the encouragement and all the emails that we got this week to tell us to keep going and give us some ideas. So we are very thankful to all that. So keep them coming, They're helpful.
You look absolutely fabulous today.
Well, that's because I've had to rest all day yesterday from my St. Patrick's Day events this past weekend.
That's right, St. Patty's Day.
So I got lots of sleep today, or this for the rest of the weekend to recover.
I was with you one of the nights for St. Patty's Day.
Yes, you were.
We got into a lot of that.
Yeah.
We got into some of that.
Yes.
That's the first time I've ever seen you take shots.
Yeah, I'm not much of a shot girl, which is why I slept most of the day yesterday.
I see. I can
But
tell
it
you
was
this.
a good time. It was a great time. I enjoyed myself very much.
St. Patty's Day weekend is always a great holiday for drinkers out there.
It is.
Y'all were out of control this weekend. Let's just put that out there right now.
Oh, absolutely. But what a good time. Everybody got along really well, and
Listen, I'm not going to name
fun.
what clubs or where we were. We were in Buffalo
yeah.
a couple nights this week. We were in Niagara Falls a couple nights this week. We were in Pittsburgh, but we came back here. We were in I ain't gonna say where, but I can tell you this: y'all were out of control for St. Mother effing Patty's Day. And the reason why I say mother effing is because my mother-in-law told me I used the F word too much. She emailed me and said, "Love your show. OJ was interesting. Topics were cool. You use the F word too much." So on courtesy, I'm gonna try to cut down on that motherfucking F word. So I got one. I'm allowed one per show, so I got that out of there. That's out of there.
There you go.
But let me tell you something. Y'all were out of control this weekend for St. Patty's Day. I seen people falling down.
Mm-hmm.
I seen people getting mercy flighted. I've seen people getting carried out in ambulances, bleeding all over. I've seen people flashing titties.
Not me.
I seen people. I seen people who can't dance dancing.
Oh yeah, that was me.
It was a great weekend though. It's always a great holiday, man. That's one of my funnest holidays. I got to put that up there. St. Patty's Day weekend is awesome. But the one thing that I love about St. Patty's Day,
The Reuben sandwiches.
not the Reuben sandwiches, it brings us one step closer to spring break.
Oh, I am so ready for spring break this year. Let's get it going.
Whatever happened to Lil Jon, man? That used to be my spring break artist that I used to like go to and bump spring break.
Turned
down for what?
He's trying.
Yeah.
I actually saw he has a new song that just came out, and I listened to it, and he's trying.
We'll get into the hip hop news a little later.
He's trying.
So for all my spring breakers out there, from my teenagers to my 20-year-olds to my 30-year-olds to my 40-year-olds, we got the top 5 places we're gonna go over for spring break
In the U.S.
in the United States.
Yeah.
Ranked number 1 right now is one of my personal favorites, Lake Havasu, Arizona. If you've never been to Lake Havasu, Arizona for spring break, you need to get there. I think Lake Havasu, this is what's the unique thing about this. We did some research and some fun facts. By the way, our research team for last week's episode, they're fired. But for this week, we got some good research. Now, Lake Havasu is about 15,000 folks, maybe?
Yeah.
Somewhere in there. But get this, 15,000 residents that live on this lake.
All year
round.
Right.
But during spring and summer, for spring break, they get over 1 million visitors.
Right.
For tourists.
Yes.
So 1 million people go through there every spring break. But only 15,000 people live there. And I've been there. I mean, that used to be my spot, you know, out there on the West Coast, Arizona. I'm actually taking her to, we're going to actually do a show in Havasu.
Yes.
This year, I believe. And we're going to be at their spring break sometime the end of March or beginning of April. And I want to tell you, Lake Havasu for spring break is amazing. They have the most amazing food, boat activities, world's famous Kokomo Dance Club. Has a dance floor and cages to dance in, plus a pool where you can dance in. Like, remember back in the day, like MTV Beach Party?
Yes, yeah.
They got those. They got the mechanical bulls. I mean, anything you want. They got cliff jumping, tubing, water skiing, beaches. Now this is a lake, but you can pull your boat
right
up onto the beach. And
that's what I saw.
Because there's no docks, and then you can anchor it into the sand and play beach volleyball. I mean, one year, I gotta give a shout out to my cousin, Big Rob Clemens. We built a funnel. And the funnel, you know how you got the two-way funnel. You think, you know, you're badass if you're doing a funnel like this, but then you're real badass if you're doing the two-way funnel, right? Or the four-way. Well, this one, we put all these funnels together, and it went all the way up one story to the second floor of the beachfront hotel.
Oh, wow.
So we had a bullhorn up here yelling at everybody and sounding the sirens. And then they would stop, and we would dump the beer in from the second floor balcony into the funnel, and the people downstairs on the ground by the beach would take it and do it.
Oh my gosh, that is funny.
I mean, that's back in my days.
We'll have to see how crazy we get when we get to Lake Havasu, because I'll let you know, when I was in college, lived in a sorority house, I was the funnel champion. So,
You?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So we may have to go around or so if we get a little crazy when we're in Arizona.
So shout outs to Lake Havasu coming in at number 1.
Yep.
What's number 2?
Anywhere in Florida. Panama City Beach, Daytona Beach, Miami Beach, South Beach. They're all like tied right up there, number 2. They're all tied together. So anywhere in Florida that you are at a beach, that's the winner.
If I was going to go to Florida, I would probably, for spring break, I would probably go South Beach. Let's go South Beach for number 2.
Yeah.
Probably going to see celebrities and I mean,
Keys are right there.
Florida Keys are right there. Everything is going to be beautiful. I would say so. South Beach comes in number 2.
Yep.
Number 3 is Las Vegas, which is great because of Las Vegas has Lake Mead, I think it is, and it's great for spring breakers. And then you have the strip, so you're boating all day, sunbathing all day, and then you're doing the spring break parties at the pools, where the pools are heated, and you got, you know, the DJs are out there. So if you haven't been there, so number 3, coming to number 3 would be Las Vegas. Number 4 would be
New Orleans.
New Orleans. Yeah. You ever been to New Orleans?
I have. I went with my mom and my sister. We had a great time when we went, and partied it up. And it's just the history and the party, the night you just walk around drinking. It's just a great time.
Okay.
So I didn't go for spring break or anything, but just for a vacation.
Well, I think with the culture that New Orleans has, I think going any time is probably a good time.
It is.
So definitely for spring break.
So
coming in number 4 would be New Orleans. Coming in at number 5, this is the top 5. So we got Lake Havasu, South Beach for number 2, Las Vegas for number 3, New Orleans for number 4, and coming to number 5 is what?
South Padre Island, Texas, believe it or not.
That just sounds good.
I'm telling you.
It sounded good until you said Texas.
Well, that's why I actually.
Shout out to Texas though. I love Texas. I just never thought it would be a spring break.
I didn't either, and I'm telling you what, we're gonna end up making our way down to South Padre Island, Texas, one of these days, because that is a place
Why not?
I would really like to check out. It is quite the party island. So
that sounds good.
Yeah. So a little information. Look it up.
So there goes your top 5 spots for spring break. It's coming up. We got done with St. Patty's Day. We're in the spring break.
Yep.
Make your plans. If you listen, one thing I can tell folks out there is this. You always say you don't have enough money, or you don't know somebody, or you don't know how to do these things, or you can't have the time off work. Don't worry your life away. Put action to it. If you haven't been and you've always wanted to, go to spring break. I don't care how old you are. Have a good time. You may not be able to drink like you used to, stay up like you used to, party like you used to, but you need to enjoy your life. You just party a little less, lay out a little longer.
There you go.
Enjoy the scenics. Watch everybody else lose their damn minds. Enjoy yourself. So if you're planning on going out to spring break this year, if you're not planning, get out there and go. If you are planning, make sure you have a safe trip. Just watch everybody around water. Too many tragedies happen for spring break.
I'm having a little technical difficulty.
I'll go ahead and take that off. Actually, they're bringing you.
Okay?
Yeah, they're bringing you a new one.
All right.
So,
oops.
We're gonna get right in here to an email I received, which I thought was interesting because normally I put this with the hip hop news. Because we'll do like the opening news, then we'll do like relationships and aliens. I mean, we'll go through all these types of discussions. But right now, I got an email that says to me last night. I think I opened it, and it said, "What's my take, Adam, AG? What's your take on Tupac and his music, and what's your take on his death?" And I thought this was very interesting to me because recently I've been watching the I think it's Tupac Biggie Unsolved.
Yeah, that's the new series that's out right now. There was a series before that as well.
Right, we pretty much watched every Tupac documentary or movie that there's ever made. All Eyes on Me. I mean, they're decent. They're very interesting. Obviously, I mean, we're still talking about Tupac 20 years later.
Right.
I mean, he died 1996.
Correct.
September.
Yep.
And the reason why I know that is not only because I'm a fan, but because I was locked up in a maximum youth center facility in Arizona. And I remember it coming over the news that he had been shot. So 7 days go by. I remember all these Bloods and Crips and Brown Pride and everybody was in there discussing it and going over it and praying for Tupac, and the word was coming in through the streets, what was going on and what, who did it, and so I remember actually shedding a tear.
I'm sure you
because
did.
It wasn't just because you see, Pac was a gifted rapper.
His message is like no other.
But let me tell you what Pac really was, and you probably heard it 1,000 times, and this is my view of it. Pac was hope. Tupac was hope. If you listen to songs like Life Goes On or In My Rear View, Pac was hope, man. Pac made you believe, he made you feel proud to be a minority, not just black. Because he had love for Mexicans, he had love for everybody. He made you feel proud to be a minority, and he made you feel like there was hope. And that the fact that he was only 25 was mind-boggling to me, because if you listen to some of his old interviews or his speeches, man, you would have thought that guy was a grown,
75,
was a
with
grown
all
man.
Of the years of,
I mean,
yeah.
He was hope to every hood, to every ghetto. He was entertaining as far as music goes to every racial color and creed. And as far as is he alive, I think Tupac is always alive in our hearts and our minds. Yes, you can look at the death certificate and say there's he wasn't the right weight. That the death certificate was the active serial number of that your death serial number is still active. His is still active. Usually when you die,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, usually when you die, your social security number, it says if you look it up, his social security number is still active. So that's a little weird. And then, you know, they said that he was 210 pounds when he died. Pac was only 154 pounds, 160 pounds. You know, so there were some real issues, you know. I mean, I'm sure, you know, we've all been through the he's alive like Elvis type thing. But, you know, when you look at it, it's a possibility. But I believe he'll always be alive to me. But if you look at the facts, it's a possibility. But at the end of the day, if he is, leave him alone, man. Obviously, he left the spotlight for a reason. I think he's gone. God rest his soul. We'll never see anybody like him.
No.
But you know, touchy subject. I could get on a whole show with Tupac, but we won't do that. So we do a big shout out to the Outlaws and all Pac's family that you know, Supreme and all them. So, but we'll get on with that. We'll go to email number 3. How do I keep fire going in my relationship? We're gonna get right into relationship news.
I guess.
You want to elaborate on that?
Keeping the fire going. How would you keep the fire going? Well, there's always days where you're not interested or, you know, you're just whatever. But I think as long as you always have to think about the person that you're with, and, you know, whether it's, you know, physical fire or emotional fire or whatever, as long as that person is still your person, you want that person to feel good. So because of it,
yeah. Well, I could say this. Everybody falls in and out of love with their partner. But it's those days that you are in love with them that you need to shine on. I think creativity comes into play to keep the fire going. For instance, the reason you get bored with a person is because you're doing the same things. So you have to do, see, because a lot of us, and I used to be guilty of this, but I'm not anymore. A lot of us will get into another relationship and do the exact same things that we did in the old relationships. For instance, you used to go to the movies with your girlfriend or your boyfriend. You used to go to the pool with your girlfriend or your boyfriend. You used to go camping with your girlfriend or your boyfriend. After a while, you get bored. So you go get a new girlfriend or a new boyfriend, and you do the same thing. You go to the movies with them. You go camping with them. You go hiking with them. And then that gets bored, so then you get a new boyfriend or girlfriend. Stop. Just stop. Keeping the fire going is keep the same partner, but do new adventures. So if you're bored with your significant other, pick a new adventure instead of picking a new partner. So do something new with your old partner. That's what keeps the adventure going and the flame burning. And as far as the sex department goes, keeping the fire going, you may not be in the mood, and she may be, or he may be. So even if you're not in the mood, pleasure your significant other any way you know how. Being creative, using toys, using foreplay, using video, using song selections, anything you can think of, because what goes around comes around. And I think that is the key, because why? It'll take you 15 to 25 to 45 minutes to pleasure your significant other. But if you turn them down, now it causes turmoil, and it causes stress, and then you start getting into the she don't want me or he don't want me, and it just opens up a whole snowball effect. So take the 15 minutes to 20 minutes to 45 minutes out of your day,
and you'll find that you get into it too, and you enjoy it too, and for what you weren't in the mood for, you end up getting in the mood for, and those are the things.
Love doctors up in here.
There you go.
I like hitting on those subjects though. I really like touching base on those. Also, with your partner, I believe to keep the fire going is this. Your partner wants you to have their back, even if they're wrong.
Correct.
In public, agree with your partner. Have your partner's back. Even if you disagree, go home into the privacy of your own vehicle or your own home, and then discuss. Stick up for them in public. Discuss with them the differences in private. There's nothing worse when you're in public and you're being under attack, or you're really speaking on something that you're passionate about, and you turn to your so-called teammate of life, your partner,
right,
and you turn around for their backing, and they look at you like, you just as crazy as what they saying you are. So back your partners up,
right,
in public. If you have a disagreement, do it in private. Don't do it around kids. Don't do it around your friends.
right.
Don't do it around your parents. That is the #1 killer. Because check this out. A lot of you guys, and I'm not going to say females or males because you guys both do it, but a lot of you guys do this. You guys will, and I touch a lot of this on my book too as well. So this is a subject I touch on my book a little bit, but a lot of you guys do this. Everybody needs somebody to talk to, vent to. So you'll vent to your parents or vent to your friends all the negative energy and all the negative things being said in a relationship. Then you'll feel better because you got it all out, because your friends are there. But now what happens is your friends start to hate your significant other. So then when you end up wanting to be around them together as a couple because things are going good in your relationship now your friends and your parents, everybody fucking can't stand
Right.
your significant other. And but you caused that.
Right.
So it's a very delicate situation. If I say, talk to one person, your best friend, or one parent, don't talk to everybody about the situation, because all you're doing is, when you decide that you're going to stay with him or stay with her, no one likes them now. So now you kind of block yourself off.
Right, and it's you just venting. It's not necessarily how you feel about, obviously, your significant other. It's, you got to get it off your chest somehow, so you do, and then that person who you're telling loves you, and that, I can see that definitely.
You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
So, just speak to one person, and definitely stop putting stuff on social media. Listen, everybody says social media is so fake. Social media is this. Well, let me tell you something about social media. Social media is awesome, for one. Number two, if you put your business out online, be ready for the consequences and the repercussions.
Right.
Because your your job is going to be looking at that. Your interviewer is going to be looking at that. Your teachers are going to be looking at that. Your family and your friends are going to be looking at that. So it's not about it being fake. It's about this. If you have something passionate to talk about, then start a group chat and talk passionate in that group chat. If you post your feelings out, that's okay too. But understand, by posting those feelings out, you're allowing everybody in your friends list to speak on that topic or that situation.
Right.
And it may be some things you don't want to hear. So if you don't want to hear it, don't post it. Yeah.
Right. No, I think, and I also think one more thing, that if we're, just to end it real quick, if you spent a quarter of the energy making your significant other happy as you do looking for something else, doing something different, finding faults or whatever, if you spent a quarter of that energy into building up your relationship and building up that other person, you will find it so much easier to build somebody up. And then it turns into blossoms again, and then so you just build them up. Why not build the person up that you love the most? So.
I agree. Keeping the relationship hot, what she just said is key points. If I was to break that down into one sentence, do not throw negativity at each other.
No.
When she's talking about building up, for instance, if your significant other, if my girlfriend walks in, I say, "You look great in that." She says, "Thank you." She may tell me, "I look great in that." You know? Thank you. She may say, it's compliments that you're throwing at each other.
Right.
It's when you get into that anger zone and you're like, fuck off. No, you fuck off. You ain't shit. You're lazy. Oh, you did it. When you start throwing knives at each other, you're tearing each other down. And when you tear each other down, how can you ever be attractive to that person or have fire and passion for that person or respect that person? When you're throwing positivity at her and she's throwing positivity at you, you guys are building each other up.
Absolutely.
So let's build each other up, not tear each other down. Yeah?
Absolutely.
All right. So let's get right into this. This is a topic I want to discuss.
It's kind of a strange jump, but I think this is a great topic to talk about.
We're going to get right into sports. For all you March Madness fans out there, y'all are crazy.
It's been exciting.
Y'all are crazy. Now, out of all these teams that we want to talk about, I mean, you got Texas, Michigan, you got Kansas, you got Syracuse, you got Texas
Duke.
Tech, you got Duke. So, but I want to get in, I want to touch topics here with two teams. We're going to touch topics with Buffalo versus Arizona.
No, that's a good one.
I thought for sure. See, when Buffalo was going to Arizona, I wasn't, because I'm busy, so I try to follow as much as I can. But when I thought they were playing the Sun Devils.
Oh.
When I heard it was the Wildcats, I don't know why I thought it was the Sun Devils, but when I heard it was the Arizona Wildcats, I thought Buffalo had no chance whatsoever.
No, Buffalo had it this year.
I think the score was 89-68, something like that.
Yep.
They whooped Arizona. So I want to give a big shout out to Buffalo holding it down.
Yep. No, they did great. They played wonderfully, so a lot better. Even against Kentucky. I mean, they lost, but they looked good. There's some teams that their mid-level is your highest, and that is what it is. And so you got to give it to Buffalo. They made it out of the first round and into the second round, and even, so you just got to give it to them. They did good.
And how about St. Bonaventure University?
Oh.
Back in my home tee.
You were at the edge of your seats.
St. Bonaventure beat UCLA.
Yep.
Huge. Big shout out to all of St. Bonaventure.
They did
Big
great.
shout out,
Beautiful.
man. Listen, UCLA, I'm telling you right now, that has been history in the making for a long, long time. And they got it done. So I just want to say big ups to St. Bonas.
Right?
But here's the thing, man. They fell short against Florida. Now, I will say this. I'm just going to speak on this a little bit. Bonas looked good in the first half against Florida. They held it real close. I think going into the half was down. I think they were down a few points by halftime, but they were in the game and they were playing, fairly decent. You could tell, come the second half, they're just exhausted.
They just didn't
Florida
capitalize when they needed to.
Right. I think Florida had like a few days off, I believe. You know, Bonnets gave them hell, but they fell short. But nothing to hang your heads down low about. What an amazing season. And you represented your city and your school very nicely with class.
Right.
And hearts of champions. And you didn't go down, you went down shooting. So big ups to St. Bonna's. But Florida got the job done.
That they did.
They look good. They look good. They look good.
So who do you pick for the whole thing?
I didn't. You know, I'm a Georgetown guy. So you know, I didn't really pick. I wanted St. Bonna's to win. I was cheering for the underdog. I was rooting for the underdog. My father, he's still alive. I was about to say God rest him.
Yeah, don't do that.
He retired from St. Bonaventure University 35 years. So big shout out to St. Bonna's.
Well, Duke, my team's still in it. You know, I'm a Raleigh girl, and you either got to pick one or the other. And from the beginning, I've been a Duke fan, and so Duke's still in it, and got to go for Duke.
There's a few races too over the weekend. I didn't get a chance to catch any of that. Did you watch any races?
I did not.
No.
No. I like the races, but I like about the last.
But we did have
25 laps. We did have
some news.
Fights.
So UFC Fight Night was on over the weekend.
Yep.
Ex-champion Mauricio Verdun took on I can't pronounce his name. What's his name?
Volkov, or Alexander Volkov.
Volkov. Another 7-footer.
Yeah, he's huge.
Huge. So in the weigh-ins, man, they had this funny thing where Maurice Verdun was standing on a chair and looking down at him. So like Volkov was like 7 foot, and he was like 8 foot 9 feet. You know,
that's funny.
But
I didn't see that.
I had Verdun winning this fight. To my surprise, Verdun was knocked out
In the fourth, yep.
Oh my goodness.
He was doing great the first 3 rounds and just got knocked out in the fourth. And you know, I mean, Verdun had it. He had it, but
it happens.
It
Listen,
happens.
I have been knocked out, and no one likes to talk about their knockouts. I've knocked a lot of people out, but I too have been knocked out. One time, I was knocked out of every article of clothing I had. What I mean by that is, I seen this person happened to be my older brother. He was trying to get me in the car because I was drunk and I was acting up, and I had just coming out of lockup, so I was all, you know, cock diesel and like boom on him. So he grabbed me, you know, he tried to put me in the car, and I looked over at him and I seen his facial line was right there lined up. So I turned around, he didn't see it coming. I laid into him, and I thought in my head he was gonna be sleeping. So I was like, boom! I hit him, and all of a sudden he didn't go down. So I was like, oh, okay, we squared up. So I'm like, yeah, I got him. So I'm ducking, I'm jocking, I'm weaving, and he hit me, and like my Timberland vest came off. So we tussled up some more. Then he hit me again, and my bandana flew off. And at that point, you know, you start doing weird shit like pull up your pants like, oh, it's gonna be like that. It's gonna be like that. You're gonna knock me out my vest. You're gonna knock me out my, you know, so you start pulling your pants up.
I picture you doing that too.
And I swing on him, ha, 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 ha. He hit me again, and my shirt came off, my tank top. So now I'm out there like, oh, okay, you wanna knock me out my attire? Oh, we're gonna get it, we're gonna get it. You don't want these problems, you don't want them. So he hits me again, I swing, hit him, he hits me again, boom. My pants fell down. It was kind of like Mike Tyson's punch out when you used to hit King Hippo and his pants would fall down. But this is where the joke's on me, because I had a date that night, so I wore some sexy bikini. I don't know if you ever seen a 300-pound man in bikini thongs.
No, you didn't.
So he hit me, my pants fell down. There all my junk was, with the giraffe,
No, come on.
with the giraffe draws. And all I heard was niggas on the sideline going, oh. Then he got on thongs. And I looked at them and I said, why didn't you help me? They said, dog, we was going to come in there and help you, man, but, you know, your junk came out. You know what I mean? So, anyways, Verdum got knocked out. I've been there before. My message to Verdum is, it ain't over till it's over. Dust yourself off. Get back in there.
Thank goodness you didn't have on thongs.
Verdum's got a couple more years in him. I think Verdum's got about 2 more years in him. And I think he'll make his way back. But here's the interesting thing. Now this fight's coming up, and we'll discuss it more when it gets closer to the time.
Right.
But I am super excited for the Stipe
DC fight.
Daniel Cormier fight. Mm-hmm. Yes, because listen, Stipe is from Ohio.
Right.
OHIO fans. So, but he's like the real Rocky. Stipe is the real Rocky. Listen, he's been knocked down. My boy, I'm trying to think of him, Overeem, knocked him down. Put him out for like a couple seconds, then Stipe woke back up, gets back up, knocks Overeem out.
Right.
He's always the underdog. He's always coming back. And then when he fought Francis Ngannou, no one gave him a chance in the world.
No.
Including me. I felt bad. I was like, preparing his funeral. Like, I was like, oh man, Stipe, why'd you do it, man? Don't do it. You should have held on to that belt for a little longer. You should have avoided these problems. But Stipe went out there and took the best that Ngannou had to offer, and he whooped on that boy for 5 rounds. I mean, it's a real Rocky story. If you haven't seen that fight or the build-up leading to that fight, check that fight out. It's amazing. But DC, Daniel Cormier, I seen him in Buffalo, UFC 210. Oh my gosh, that's my boy. You like DC?
I love him. I think he's just has a great personality and can walk the walk and talk the talk, and
he's awesome.
I like him a lot.
Daniel Cormier is undefeated in the heavyweight division. He is the Strikeforce Grand Prix champion in heavyweight division, and he's undefeated in the UFC in the heavyweight division, and he is the current light heavyweight champion of the world.
Right.
The only man who has ever beaten Daniel Cormier is Western New York's own John Bones Jones.
Right.
So I am excited for this super fight. I think it's the best super fight that we've had in the UFC in a long ever.
Right.
This is an amazing fight.
That's going to be the fight where I'm not going to pick at all. I will not pick who's going to win because I like them both.
I like them both too, man. But I'm going for DC. I'm going for the underdog. But man, I have nothing but respect for Stipe. Let me tell you, nothing but respect for Stipe. But I will say this, bringing us in here to fight news, we got more Floyd Mayweather information. My boy Floyd.
Right.
So we discussed this on the first episode. Him and Conor are getting ready to go at it.
Yeah.
Well, it hasn't been confirmed that him and Conor are going at it.
Right.
But it has been confirmed that Tyrone Woodley
is going
to train him.
Yeah. For the octagon. But
here's the thing.
We'll see.
Floyd's, because we touched base with this last episode, but I wanted to get right into it just a little bit more because Floyd's saying some crazy things right now. Like, I expect him to say some things, but the things he is saying right now is crazy. Ready? These words actually came out of Floyd Mayweather's mouth, and he said, "My wrestling is 70%. I can wrestle."
Yeah, that's what he said.
We have never seen Floyd Mayweather wrestle.
Right.
We can only assume that he has no wrestling because we haven't seen Floyd wrestle in high school. We haven't seen Floyd wrestle in college. We haven't seen Floyd wrestle just playing around. We have never seen Floyd wrestle. But Floyd Mayweather said to TMZ,
yeah,
he can wrestle. Who knew?
Right.
So do you think he's lying?
I think he's completely lying. But
what if Floyd, because he has the money, so let's say Floyd brought some high-level college wrestlers in his weight class. Let's just say he did, ready? And he just wanted to get a feel for it. Let's say because he's an athlete, and he's in tremendous shape, and he's very smart.
Okay.
Let's say Floyd happens to be, he's a natural, he's no slouch on the ground. Still, when you're dealing with the UFC, you're talking about the elite.
Okay.
So if Floyd Mayweather was to, he can outbox anybody, but if Floyd Mayweather was to wrestle my son, who's in high school wrestling,
right,
I think my son would give him all he can handle.
Absolutely.
So somebody from the UFC.
I think that he's athletic. He's the best at what he does. You know, I mean, he's number one. There's no doubt in my mind about all of that. But I just think when it comes to being all rounded, fully rounded, when it comes to MMA fighting, of course he's not going to say on TV, yeah, I haven't really started wrestling yet, or yeah, I'm learning a couple of moves. I mean, he's not going to say that. I mean, he is not. So right. He's just going to have to, am I making
no, you're good.
I'm sorry. He's not going to talk himself down ever. And so I think that he's going to say it's 70%. Do I think he's 70%? I don't even think he's 25%. But
we'll see.
I still don't think he's going to make it into the octagon, so it doesn't really.
You're still saying no.
It is a story I am so looking forward to.
They say he can make it into the octagon as early as September. So we're in March. So April, May, June, July, August. So we won't count September because he'll be fighting in September. He's saying 5 months. So end of the summer, we're going to see Floyd Conor in the octagon. Conor ain't gonna wrestle him. He's gonna spin, kick, and punch. So we're gonna, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. We're absolutely gonna see, and I'm excited.
I'm excited to watch whatever ends up happening. I'm excited to hear the hype for it. So
we're gonna jump right into my favorite topic. We're gonna jump right in from sports. We're gonna go right into hip hop news.
Oh, okay.
Now here it is. She hates talking about this individual, but I am here to tell you, we talked about him on episode 1. I'm going to talk about him here in episode 2 because this kid is constantly in the news. He's constantly in the limelight. He is constantly on YouTube. I mean, so we're going to get right into my boy 6ix9ine. Tekashi 6ix9ine. Tekashi 6ix9ine. Listen, my man, are you starting to get some love for him yet or no? I mean, check this out, man. Tekashi 6ix9ine is really getting on everybody's nerves from the industry and in the streets. So recently he's had beef with the game. The game was on stage screaming, "Fuck 6ix9ine, fake ass blood."
Right.
I mean, he was screaming all kinds of crazy shit. What's his name? Prince Jr.
Right.
Shut him down at the show, talking about, he's got to check in, he's got to pay homage. That's some mob stuff. That's some gangster stuff. 6ix9ine was in Texas, but didn't show up to a show. And I think he made a smart decision to do that because why deal with the drama. But here's what I gotta say. I am one of them people where, me personally, I would check in. I would check in because it would save me the headache and the hassle. But I agree with 6ix9ine when he says I shouldn't have to check in. I'm not checking in. Why would I check in? I'm out here trying to get this money. I'm coming to these shows. I'm coming to these cities. I don't know you. Why do I gotta check in? I mean, if you want to meet me, come to my show. If you want to see me and talk and take pictures with me, then come, hit me up. You got the right contacts, wazzy wop, you got that right clout, then, come see me. But I'm not gonna come check in. I mean, would I check in with the mayor when I'm coming to town?
No.
Would I check in with the president if I was coming to DC? So I understand the streets, I would check in because it just saved me a lot of hassle. But I agree with 6ix9ine when he says I'm not going to check in, man. I mean, with the beef with the game is always in the beef. Now, the game my homie. Shout out to the big homie. But I got to tell you, man, people are doing whatever it takes right now to stay relevant.
Right.
And I can understand the game being upset if you were raised and jumped in and put the the work in to be in a gang, the Bloods or whatever, Crips. I get that. You know, we put that work in. You gotta earn that. I get that. But here's the thing. Tekashi 6ix9ine, he is on everybody's radar. So he's doing something right. Big shout out to Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Right.
I'd love to get you on the show. I'm gonna have my peoples get in touch with your peoples and see if we can make it happen. I know you're a busy man, but I know you show love to the to the local radio stations and the podcast and New York. You know what I'm saying? We in New York, so it ain't gonna be nothing for us to get together. Let's get together. If we gotta break bread, we break bread. It is what it is. I'd like to get him on the show, interview him myself.
I would do that.
And why not? But you're gonna have to come face to face with him. And you've been talking a lot of shit.
I do talk a lot of shit about him, but you know, when it comes down to it, I've listened to his old music when he didn't have crazy hair and crazy teeth, and he's just as good of a rapper then as he is now. And I'm not saying he's not a good rapper. He's good at what he does, because we're talking about him again for a second week.
Everybody's beefing with this kid, man. Let this kid. He's 21 years old.
21 years old.
Let this kid have fun. Let him do his thing. Yeah. And as far as you know, people are always saying, man, he's gay with the rainbow hair. He's this, he's that. You know, first of all, who cares? If you don't like him, don't listen to him.
Right.
If you don't like how he dresses or does his hair, don't look at him. It's a free country. It's a free world. Right. You have the right to wear what you want, do what you want, be what you want. And obviously he's doing something right. He's doing something right. So I want to give it up. You gotta give him props for that. 6ix9ine is my cat. So what do we got here out on these emails? What's going on as far as look on there? We're gonna do current events right now. And something that struck us in the news today for current events, not a lot really going on right now.
Not a lot at all going on. That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
It is. But there is two topics, you know, I'd like to discuss for current events. One is school bullying, because I touch base on that too in my book, because I used to be a bully, but I never bullied innocent people. I've only bullied the bullies. And I touch a lot about that in my book, Anything and Everything, which is coming along really good. I should have probably a cover to show you guys here in the next week or two, so that's going to be real good. Yeah. But school bullying, a friend of my son actually made a school bullying video, a short film. Mm-hmm. It had no words in it. It was just music,
right,
and images and of the kids acting and stuff. If you haven't seen that, you guys go on to my Facebook page. It should be right on my wall. Check that out. It's amazing. Deep message.
Yeah, they did a great job.
School bullying is real, man. It's real, and it's not just the students that are the bullies. Teachers are the bullies. A teacher could be wrong, but because they don't like a student, they happen to use their authority,
right,
to aggravate a student. And bullying's real, and like I said, I touch it on my book, so I won't really get into that. What would you like to say as far as school bullying?
Well, it's a problem that has gone on our whole lives, our parents' whole lives, our kids' whole lives. I think the biggest difference is that and I don't know why I'm not whatever, but people are now going to extremes. Right. Where they're being bullied, they can't take it anymore, and there's no avenue that there was, which I don't know what the difference is, but I don't know if it's that there's no break, because there is social media, there is all these things, and you can't get away from it, so it just builds and builds and builds, and you don't get that opportunity to break off from that when you leave school. You leave school and you go home and you're done. Well, social media, you're never done. So the bullying never stops. I don't know if that's what it is or whatever, but you know, now, you know, just the last month, the 17 kids that were killed in Florida, they had to walk out, you know, but you know, the biggest message right now that people are talking about is, you know, if you step in every day If you fight for somebody every day, somebody is always being bullied, and as a student or a person, you have that responsibility to not walk away. So if you don't walk away every day, maybe there won't be the problem.
Right.
So I mean, I guess that's the big thing, and then that's been a big thing that the students that have talked about was,
right.
Let's not wait anymore. Let's not walk out for gun control. Let's take care of this problem every day. So anyway, it's a good message. I'm glad to see that people are getting involved with things like this and trying to prevent it, and I hope that it continues. I mean, everybody can make a difference in somebody's life every day, so make it a positive one.
Nicely said. Nicely said. I agree. Whoever made this coffee, Dale, you got me fidgeting around this motherfucker like Dale, listen, the coffee's strong today.
Uh-oh.
The G-force is strong. You got me over here sweating.
Yeah, I didn't drink any coffee today. That's a good thing.
So the other current event we wanted to talk about is, that bridge collapsed in Florida. Was it Florida?
Yeah.
Miami?
Yeah.
It was Miami.
In Miami.
Wow. Listen. Reading up on this bridge they were building, they said it was built to withstand...
Category 5 hurricane winds.
Category 5. So how the...
It wasn't...
Flicking farkin' Newton... See, I didn't cuss. Did the bridge that's built to withstand Category 5 hurricanes collapse? Killed how many people?
I think it was 6 or 7 people that were driving underneath it.
Shout out to the families that lost somebody.
Yeah.
That's terrible. But we gotta start. My dad used to say it all the time. He used to say, they don't make it like they used to.
Yeah.
We have got to start taking pride in the things that we do, and the things that we build, and the things that we make. Wash your dishes thoroughly. Soak your rags. Clean your rags. That's your family are eating off of these dishes. Build those bridges safer. Take your time. Do it right. The little things all the way to the big things we got to start doing. That's pretty much it for current events.
Yeah, there's some other things, but nothing worth
talking
today,
about.
Not really.
Well, I can say this. Fun facts we're going to get right into. Last episode we talked about aliens, and I love talking about. That's going to be a topic that we discuss a little bit.
I love
each a little bit at every show. But I will say this. These are fun facts right here.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go ahead and read these fun facts. These are fun facts about our universe.
Right. 68% of the universe is dark energy, and 27% is dark matter, both which are invisible. This means that we have only seen 5% of the universe from the Earth. So,
with that being said, in the past 20 years, scientists have found over 1,000 planets outside of our solar system. Let that sink in real quick. In the past 20 years, scientists have found over 1,000 planets outside of our solar system.
Right.
So
you're only seeing 5%. And of that 5% that you're seeing, you've already found 1,000 planets.
I love getting these emails because I get some of the craziest stuff. I was actually in the car and I was actually telling her about this, some of the topics people mention, and one of them was, everybody sends these theories in, and during some of these theories, I found them completely outrageous because they don't coincide with the Bible or science,
right.
but it feeds the imagination. For instance, what if Earth is the one planet and they take life form from every other planets out there so let's say they take over this, scientists say 1,000 planets outside of our solar system. So let's say they take a life form from that planet, from each one of those planets, and they bring it to Earth.
Okay.
So let's say Earth is full of 1,000 life forms. Whales, fish, humans, dogs, cats. So let's say they go out to all these other planets, out of these 1,000 planets outside of the solar system they found, and this kid was saying they bring one life form from each planet and bring it here, and that's what creates Earth. Doesn't coincide with the Bible, doesn't coincide with science, but
it's interesting.
It's interesting topics. It's fun for the imagination.
It is.
And with that being said, man, I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you tune in to next week.
Yes.
I hope you like, share, and subscribe, because everybody out there that I see, I don't care if it's from 100 to 5,000 to 10,000 to 20,000 viewers, whoever likes it, shares it, and subscribes to the link, your name will be put in to I don't even know what you call that.
Oh, like a bingo thing?
It's the same thing. It's the same thing we use for. It's the same thing we use for Howells Ridge. Everybody that likes and shares the stuff from Howells Ridge and likes and shares the link to the podcast, your names will be put in. We'll shake it up like this. We'll roll it. She'll pick it out, and you guys will win. You can win up to $100 cash. You can win up to tickets to see Howells Ridge and meet the cast and crew. You can win $100 in gift cards, or you can win the main prize, which, you know, from what I hear, I'm not sure, but I think it's around $500. But so make sure you're liking, make sure you're sharing, make sure you're subscribing, and for the great
Can
words.
I put my name in the thing?
Sure, you can put it
For
in there.
$500?
Hey, that's what we do. That's what we do. So we're gonna end the show with the great last words of Bob Marley. These are the last words Bob Marley said to his son before he died, and those words were,
Money can't buy life.
tell them again.
Money can't buy life.
So the great words of Bob Marley: money can't buy life. You need money to survive, but what it's saying is what?
But live.
Time is valuable. Time is the only thing money can't buy. So spend your time wisely watching this podcast.
And live it to the fullest.
Live it to the fullest. Anything else you want to touch base on as far as
No.
you good?
Good. See you next week.
Hey, tune in. We'll see you next week. Appreciate everybody. We out of here.
All right. See you next week.
I want to thank our sponsors. This week's episode is brought to you by New Day Productions with DJ Mad Dog Style at the Mad Dog Experience. Make every event feel like a new day. You can contact Mad Dog Style 173 at outlook.com. That's Mad Dog Style 173, MADDOGSTYLE 173 at outlook.com. So if you want to book anybody for your weddings, you want to book a DJ for your birthday parties, for your bachelor parties, your bachelorette parties, your barbecues, your cookouts, make sure you check out Mad Dog Style.